Hello all, and welcome to the Terminus Directive. Today, Bungie released a Destiny 2 trailer revealing some of the new weapons and armor coming in next month's Beyond Light expansion. What better way to start our Destiny coverage on this channel than with a look at the exciting new arsenal? If you haven't seen the trailer, I'll play it now, and then offer some commentary afterwards.
Guardian, crush them. Triple down. Relax, Guardian. You're scaring them.
There's some really exciting stuff here. Bungie does a great job with trailers. First on our list is the No Time to Explain. This is a returning exotic from Destiny 1, albeit with a few changes. The Bungie.net article reads, "Precision hits and hits against enemies affected by stasis will return to the magazine. Stack this effect to summon a portal which will fire bullets from an alternate timeline of a weapon." First off, I believe this will be the Season Pass weapon for Beyond Light. A catalyst is listed at the end of a trailer that makes the portal fire more shots, and catalysts for brand new weapons are often introduced for Season Pass weapons. The disclaimer on the picture of a weapon seems to confirm this. I think the idea of a weapon pulling shots from another timeline is pretty unique, especially since time travel seems to be the Exo-Stranger's specialty. I also wonder if this effect can be stacked with the Warlock's Arc Soul. Could the player have two buddies firing alongside their gun at the same time? The synergy there could be impressive. I'm not sure whether the "stack this effect" quote refers to simply stacking multiple headshots or multiple stasis hits, or if a combination of both is required to summon the portal. If it's the latter, then it'll be pretty difficult to use Arc Soul, as you'll be relying on a teammate to freeze enemies. It would be cool if you can have both, although I dread fighting that combo in the Crucible. Next up is the Cloud Strike. Precision final blows will generate lightning bolts at the target location. Rapid precision shots will summon an entire storm at the port of impact. This gun looks awesome. What a cool design. It sounds a lot like the Thunderlord in a sniper form, and if the lightning is just as effective here, this gun has a lot of potential. Currently, we have two incredible DPS snipers in Izanagi's Burden and Whisper of a Worm. I don't know if this will be able to contend with them, although certainly Izanagi's has fallen off her radar a little bit since they nerfed her reload speed. I also wonder if multiple hits from different players can trigger the storm, or if all shots have to come from the same player. I assume all shots will have to come from one gun, but if they allowed multiple players to stack the effects, this could become even scarier. I think this is a weapon to keep an eye on, because it could be meta-defining or absolute trash depending on the effect of the storms. Next up is the Lament. Really cool sword, it's got some real Warhammer 40k vibes. The description reads, "A mortal blade, a stalwart shield. Block with the Lament to rev the blade, then shred through shielded enemies. At its peak, damaging an enemy will heal the wielder. I absolutely love the animation of using this sword in the trailer, although I gotta say, this is the weapon I have the most doubts for. It seems specially suited for fighting barrier champions, which are really only found in nightfalls and raids. In those activities, and especially higher level nightfalls, running a sword can be borderline suicidal. While it's nice if a weapon has a healing effect, I have to wonder whether it'll be enough to justify using it. I guess it also depends on whatever anti-barrier weapons or mods are being introduced to the season. Our final weapon for today is Salvation's Grip. Redemption is within your grasp. Each fired projectile will create stasis crystals that will freeze nearby targets. Charge to increase the amount of crystals created and the freeze radius. I like that this weapon can have defensive and offensive uses. Being able to create ice crystals for cover is really valuable in higher level content. That said, against trash mobs, I don't know how viable this thing will be. Crowd control isn't really super necessary when there are already so many ways to handle enemies. If it's a heavy weapon, and I assume it will be, then you're going to be giving up a lot of DPS to be able to freeze enemies. It looks awesome, and at the very least I would expect this to be a really fun weapon to use. Moving into the armor revealed, I can already tell the first exotic is going to be a contentious topic in the community. Icefall Mantle's description reads, "Stand tall against the oncoming hordes with this reinforced armor that replaces the Titan's barricade with overshield, absorbing damage from incoming fire." People haven't forgotten the absolute powerhouse that was pre-nerf One-Eyed Mask, so any exotic that gives Titans overshields is going to be viewed with a critical eye. Of course, it seems that the Titan isn't given the choice to decide between an overshield or a barrier. It just completely replaces the barrier. Giving this up is a big loss, and I wonder how meta this exotic will be. Certainly, the Crucible will be full of them for a little bit, so be warned. Keeping with the Titan's shield theme is Precious Scars. Prove your strength, even when coming back from the brink. Upon revives, the Titan gains an overshield aura that protects the wearer and nearby allies. It's cool that the Titan is getting support exotic, especially one that focuses on reviving down teammates. This exotic is going to be busted in Trials of Osiris and other revive-enabled PvP modes. The vulnerability, of course, is that it requires the players to be bunched up. Depending on the strength and range of the shield aura, this may actually cause Nova Bomb to see a lot more usage, in an attempt to wipe a clustered group of shielded players. In Nightfalls, this will probably be pretty good as well, although I don't know that it'll be worth using in raids, so long as their revive token system is in place. Only being able to revive one teammate cuts the effectiveness pretty hard. I also have to wonder if the exotic will work when the Titan is revived, or only if the Titan is the one doing the reviving. Moving to the Hunter, we have the exotic that I'm the most concerned about. Mask of Bacchus reads, don the mask to replace the Hunter's dodge ability with a longer range shift ability that also temporarily cloaks the wearer during use. In the trailer, we see a Hunter completely vanish from our plane of existence, allowing him to pass right through an enemy super unharmed. I'd like to point out that Call of Duty, I think it was Infinite Warfare, had a similar specialist ability that allowed a player to step into another dimension briefly. In that game, while the ability was active, the player couldn't see other players. That rule might be in effect here. I'm not sure how much freedom the player will get during this shift. If they can only move a specific amount in the direction they're facing, then it shouldn't be too bad. Either way, expect a lot of shotgun hunters to run through your supers and then blast you in the face. The other Hunter exotic is the Afferus Embraes. The Hunter's weighted knife gains a second ricochet, rapid precision hits gain a damage bonus, and can temporarily stagger enemies. I'm coining the name Arthritis Embrace right now. That's what we're going to call this thing. This is an attempt to make Bottom Tree Gunslinger more viable, and we'll just have to wait and see how well it'll work. The shot in the trailer is very impressive, but Bungie has a tendency to overhype throwing knives a little bit. If the exotic perk does increase the accuracy though, then there are about to be a lot of weighted knife montage clips on YouTube. Finally, the Warlock exotics. Dawn Chorus has the effect, Feel That Sweet Burn. The Warlock's Daybreak projectiles deal extra damage and cause enemies to burn on contact. Gain melee energy each time a burn damages a target. This seems a little different in the trailer, and I'm not sure if all burning enemies will give a bonus, or if only those hit by Dawnblade will. That will determine whether this exotic is good or not. If it only affects the super, then I would expect this will be another Warlock exotic that few people touch. Finally, the Necrotic Grip, a deadly caress compounded. Melee attacks corrupt enemies with increasing damage over time. Defeating a corrupted combatant spreads the corruption to nearby targets and restores melee energy. Not a whole lot to break down here, it seems pretty self-explanatory. I'm not sure if these gloves will replace the Warlock melee or just add an effect to them. If it adds the effect, then the ranged Warlock melees are about to come even more deadly. I love the idea of this exotic, it looks really potent and is definitely one of the most interesting shown here. Overall, some really cool stuff here. Keep in mind that we don't know the stats of anything just yet, so most of what I've said here is speculative. I would also like to point out, I don't think these are all the exotics we'll be getting. We know that Hawkmoon will be making a return from Destiny 1 as well, and that was mysteriously absent from the trailer. It would also be really weird for Bungie to make a season with brand new darkness-powered stasis subclasses without introducing a few exotics that are tied to those subclasses. I think we'll be seeing some more new weapons and armor, either in the coming month or hidden as secrets in the DLC. Either way, I'm pretty excited. What do you think about these reveals? What exotics are you most excited for? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed, please consider liking and sharing the video, subscribe for more Destiny and sci-fi content, and, most importantly, thank you for watching.